If I only had 30 minutes to work out, here's exactly what I would do. So I would start with the bike just to get some blood flow, just to get me warmed up for a couple minutes. No more than 2-3 minutes. Or I would do the treadmill, get some steps in. Then I would go right into a dynamic warm-up. Quick 5-minute warm-up. I would start with some bridges. I would do some dead bugs. Go into a world's greatest stretch. And then add a downward dog. I'd add some rock backs as well. And I would probably go into a scoop just to stretch up the hamstrings. There, keeping a proud chest. There. Then I would go into a lateral lunge, or lateral squat, excuse me. Squatting towards one side, switch sides, there. And then I would go into some pogos. And then some scissors. Lastly, I would do some pull aparts. So I'm here. So for the working sets, I would do A and B block. And then for both blocks, I'm doing 3 exercises, 8 to 12 reps of each. So for example, for A block, I would start with the squat, any type of squat pattern. So you could go with the goblet squat, you could go with a back squat, front rack squat, and then I would go with the row. So it could be seated row, dumbbell row, landmine row. And then for that A3, I'm gonna go with a plank. So some type of core exercise. So for example, like I mentioned, dumbbell goblet squat, so feet hip width apart. And then you grab a dumbbell that's heavy or that is a good challenge for you, and then right into your squat action here. And then like I mentioned, I would go right into my row. So I'm gonna show y'all what the seated row would look like. Working on that mid back there. And then I would finish with a plank to work on that core. So on your forearms here, push the ground away and hold this position. Don't let the hips sag, keep the hips up the entire time. There. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm going for 8 to 12 reps, and on the plank I go for 30 to 60 seconds. And then I'm repeating that for 2 more sets, so a total of 3 sets there. And then I would move on to B block, and for B block, I would work on the opposing muscle group. So your hamstrings, the glutes, the posterior chain. So for example, you could go with a hip thrust, you could go with RDLs, you could go with deadlifts. So for today, I'm just gonna go with some RDLs. Feet hip width apart, and then nice proud chest, shoulders back, right into your hinge action here, and then drive up through the legs. You're gonna feel that right through your hamstrings here. And then for my second exercise in B block, I'm going with the press or a push. So that could be a dumbbell floor press, it could be a bench press, it could be an incline press, push-up. So what I'm gonna do today is gonna be some push-ups. So getting into position, you wanna think hands shoulder width apart, and then elbows at about a 45 degree from the body here, right into your push-up action, there. And then for the last exercise in B block, we're gonna go with a dead bug. Get some more core. So what the dead bug is gonna look like here, grab the dumbbell there, and then you're gonna press up, low back flat to the ground, extend one leg. And that, like I mentioned, I'm going 8 to 12 reps. And then what I would finish with, I'd finish with some cardio, some conditioning, whether if that's on the assault bike, on the skier, the rower, anything I have access to. And that would be for 2-5 minutes, whatever time you have left. But I hope this was helpful for all the ones that want to get some work in but are crunched on time. Hit that subscribe button down below. I really appreciate it. Y'all ready, man? Have a great day.